got some things going on the front lines of Ukraine. So without further ado, let's get into it. Not going to look at Kherson. Nothing has happened here. Literally nothing has happened here. Of course, there's a bit of droning each other, but nothing really has happened here at all. So we are going to go to, actually first, we are going to go to Regina, and then we are going to move on to Robotyne. So, as you can see with the Regina, fighting was reported here and here. It does not show it on here, but fighting has been happening here. What the Ukrainians are trying to do, basically, they're trying to push the Russians out of here and to attack Stalmayovka from here, and obviously this settlement right here in the middle of Regina and Stalmayovka. Now, the thing is, we saw Ukrainian vehicles around here, and we saw Russians destroying those Ukrainian vehicles. So this means that Ukraine has basically, this lands in the gray zone. It just goes to verify that. However, there's really, besides that, nothing really happening. However, we do have info that Ukraine is going to launch a massive offensive in Regina. So, a continuation of their counteroffensive. So, I'll keep you updated if that happens. Again, that's just a claim. That's not really anything backed with facts. Now, moving on to Robotyne. So, as you can see from this, Ukraine has gotten more and more of Robotyne. However, the thing is, Ukraine has brought in Bradleys to the fight. Now, Bradleys have been being destroyed. I mean, there's Bradley Square. Like, come on. So, why is this so important? It's not the vehicles, because Russian artillery could just bomb those vehicles into oblivion like they've done many other Bradleys. It's the fact that the reason Bradleys were able to go in Robotyne is because, at least for the time being, Ukraine had found a way to stop the Russian attacks from the air. Although there are reports of attacks from here, and just to Ukraine did take some land here. However, push this more to the gray zone. However, they did lose a picture of some Ukrainian vehicle losses. So, Ukraine fighting happened in the middle. I think Robotyne is going to fall. I think it's a matter of when, not if, because the Russians all literally only have this pole, and the Ukrainians all moving armor fighting vehicles and tanks, which probably means that they have, at least for the time being, stopped the Russian air attacks. Had found a solution to stop the drone attacks and stuff like that. However, Russia still holds this part of Regina. Robotyne. Like I said before, I believe by the end of next Sunday, that Robotyne will be under Ukrainian control sometime between those days, or at least in the gray zone. That's just my theory. Could be wrong about it, because war's war. You can't really war's war. However, Ukraine is sending reinforcements to Robotyne, and if you see the picture of these dudes, first off, is a very elite Ukrainian brigade. This Ukrainian brigade is like extremely elite. It's okay. It's good for the Ukrainians. I'm not trying to bang on the Ukrainians or anything. It's a good brigade for the Ukrainians. Ukraine has reportedly deployed one of its strongest brigades in battles against Russian forces in the south of the country, and this is Robotyne. Ukraine's 22nd Air Assault Brigade is reportedly fighting for the Robotyne village in western Zaporozhye region. So, if you see these pictures of these guys, now they could have been in fighting before. However, these guys look like they're either new to fighting, and they're those guys are itching to get in the battlefield, or they've seen the battlefield, but they want to get back into it because they've been on reserve for a while. So, this brigade likely will put the Russians at some type of disadvantage, and the reason being is because the Russians have not rotated Robotyne for a while, the soldiers in there. However, these are fresh troops. These guys have not been fighting for a long time. So, they legit this could be like the final push in capturing Robotyne, and they will be equipped with the best of Western infantry vehicles, including Challenger tanks, and the 82nd is now reportedly making gains in Robotyne. So that's basically the situation on Robotyne. Now let's go to another front that's actually serving the Russians well. So this front, the Kupiansk front, nothing really happening in Bakhmut. I believe there was a Ukrainian assault, but of course it was repelled. So let's go on to Robotyne. I mean, not Robotyne, Kupiansk. So Kupiansk, this little village over here that it shows in the gray zones, I believe Russia occupies it. It was reported that the last of the Ukrainian troops left today. However, I was under the impression that this town was abandoned a while ago, like a couple of days ago. Russia is making significant gains, and I'm not talking about obviously not 100 kilometers a day gains, but this is not how this war is going. As you see, the Ukrainians are just finally making some progress in their 2-month counteroffensive. This counteroffensive, if you want to call it that the Russians have been doing, has been going on for way less, and they are making gains very quickly. Ukraine has not abandoned, but Ukraine has ordered evacuation for a ton of towns around the Kupiansk area and villages, because I personally believe, the Ukrainians believe, that Kupiansk, there will be a battle for Kupiansk in the coming weeks or months. So the Russians all pushing, and they're doing. If you take the Russians push ever since they started, and the Ukrainians counteroffensive ever since they started, the Russians all making more gains than the Ukrainians. Now, we have no reports of the Sumy region and the theory that Russia is going to send 200,000 men in there. However, there were some drone attacks on Russia. I don't have all the info, but you can look it up. There were some drone attacks. Some drones obviously shot down by the Russian air defense systems. So that's basically it from this for this update. I'll keep you guys updated. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Again, YouTube, I do not condone any violence or killing. I'm simply reporting about what's going on, and there should be peace in this world. Thank you.